just because you have like a different skin color and you're different doesn't mean you need to be treated differently by other people. It doesn't mean you're not normal. You should treat people the way that you want to be treated.
The teachers, if they have their least favorite students, they tend to underestimate them and they expect less.
Teachers really should have high expectations for everyone, no matter what race they are, no matter how they do academically, what their personal life is.
So I've seen in my regular classes the expectation was like really low. Like if you got your work done, okay, you got your work done. Honors class, it was more like fast-paced. Teachers put more like effort into it. And now the IB program, there is a lot more expectations. Like the bar is set really, really high.
When teachers kind of have a lower expectations of students, or they start like being a little different to them than they treat the other students, then I think from my point of view, a student would probably say to themselves, oh, my teacher doesn't really believe in me. I don't think that I'm going to do as well this year. No one has high expectations of me, so why should I try? Why should I put all this effort into getting good grades, doing clubs, etc.?
None of my teachers knew, but I was depressed my 10th grade year of high school. And so because of that, my grades, they suffered. And I think sometimes teachers might assume, oh, you know, she's just being lazy, or, you know, she doesn't want to do her classwork, or she's just, you know, she's just struggling. And no one really asks a student, you know, like why significantly, because my grades were not anything near that my 9th grade year. No one was really checking to see like, wow, her grades have significantly dropped since her 9th grade year. I wonder what happened. But no one really cared. So it was kind of like, why should I?
And if they're struggling, reaching out and giving them help, even if they don't ask for it, if they look like they need it, the teacher should be able to know that and help the students accordingly.
Personally, I know that the closer the relationship I have with my teacher, the better I perform in the class. So I feel like if you have that connection with your teacher, you feel inclined to do better in your work because you know there's a person that cares about you and you don't want to let them down.
I think the things that teachers do to foster that relationship, it's just being personal with the student, like sharing stories about what happened in your day. I don't think teachers really think about that much. They really just think about the curriculum. But students really do care about what happens with teachers, and it humanizes them.
If a teacher and student have a relationship, then the teacher knows what's going on in the students' lives and know what their situation is, know why they might not be concentrating in school that well, and can help them to do that. And I think that teachers, they need to reach out to kids, even if the kids don't necessarily want to be reached out to, because I think there are many different opinions about whose responsibility it is to establish that relationship.
I don't think that the teacher definitely not completely, makes the relationship up. Well, the teacher has to also give a good impression on the students. He or she must, or in my opinion, must, make a good impression by teaching a certain subject well, or being an all-around nice and fair person to me, and in return I have to make a good impression on them and maintain a great relationship.
I think that the achievement gap still exists because people come from different backgrounds. I don't think that's really going to change, but where they come from and how the school system reacts to that, they have to be open-minded, that not everyone is the same. People are going to be different because they come from different families and different needs, and they have to be accepting of that and help them with that.
The opportunity gap goes before the achievement gap. The achievement gap is a result of the opportunity gap.
I think one reason for the achievement gap is that teachers of one background don't have the ability, they don't know how to teach students of another background, so they can't engage them.
It bothers me when the implication is there that a student's going to perform lesser than their white or Asian counterparts because of something that's fundamentally wrong with them, like their background, I don't think that that's going to motivate anyone to learn.
When we were in the focus group, definitely it stood out to me that race and ethnicity play such a big role in the education system when we've spent so much time and so much hard work trying to eliminate racism.
A student might call something, another minority student, something like an Oreo, meaning like they may be black or African American on the outside, but inside they're white because they are intelligent or they're smart. And as a student who is called that, like, you feel like your race is getting taken away from you because you're achieving. Or as a student who's not achieving that, you feel like you have to be one way to be smart.
It's difficult because I don't think students want to talk about the achievement gap, but they really need to. And so if we have discussions in class, specifically in class, about achievement gap, even though it might be difficult for both the student and the teacher to have that discussion, I think that's the best way to go with that.
I'm not surprised about the achievement gap because that's how it is in the real world. It's been a cycle ongoing from the past and it's still going up to 2015. And it's sad that the cycle is still the same, but if that's how it is in the real world, then why would it not be different in schools, you know?
I don't know why, but like the kids at my lunch table thought she was gross. They said no because she's black. So then I didn't sit next to them for a while and I went to the principal's office because...
Did you tell the principal?
Yeah, and then we were friends for a little.
What did the principal say?
She said don't, because she's black and she is the principal. She's very important.
You know, how many black doctors do you see on a magazine, or how many lawyers do you see? That's not a common thing. So when you grow up as a kid, that's what you're told. Like that's basically what you put as the glass ceiling. You know what I'm saying? That's the highest, that's the peak of what I can reach as an African American, because that's all they show me. So I think that sometimes you grow up with this stigma kind of thinking like, this is like, I can't make it that far because like, who do I know in my family that's made it that far? Because some kids have to be the first person in their family to graduate. And I feel like that should be a common thing. It shouldn't be a token thing that happens in your family.